Ferrari's second ever EV is being pushed back to 2028. I think they're hoping that everybody forgets that they even mentioned that they were going to make an EV at that point and just kind of not do it. Jaguar, if you're listening, you know what? You can just be like, what redesign? And I promise I will pretend to not remember the Jaguar 00. You can just say, hey, just what? No, V12. Putting V12s and everything. I don't know what you're talking about. And I would be like, yeah, cool. So back to the Ferrari thing. An anonymous source told Reuters, and by the way, I'm actually kind of reviewing this article from Car and Driver. It was published on June 18th, and it says, report. Ferrari is apparently delaying its second EV. So that's where I'm getting some of the the facts and stuff. But apparently an anonymous source told Car and Driver that there is zero demand for high performance electric cars right now. So they did say right now, and I think that was more of a politically correct thing to do. Right now, maybe later, you know what I mean? But I think right now is later. Like right now kind of reflects, how people feel about these things, especially when you get to, the higher end products or the special products or the sports and exotic products. I actually even wrote a little blurb on that just because it's something I've thought about from time to time. Now, that doesn't mean that the lion's share of people aren't going to, embrace electric vehicles if they become lighter, safer, more efficient, quicker to charge and all that kind of stuff, because most people don't even care what they're driving in the first place. But when you're talking about sports cars and muscle cars and exotic cars, it's a very particular audience, and it's a customer base that knows exactly what they want, and they know why they want it. And if you violate that, they're just not going to be interested. It's not a very long article, because what else can you say besides Ferrari is planning on canceling their second EV? Delaying their second EV. So for that reason, it's not for that reason. I wrote this because I was inspired to. Anyway, it's just a little bit of a note to automotive manufacturers, especially the high-end and exotic, and the manufacturers that are known for making muscle cars, like Dodge and stuff. And I say, excuse me, sports cars, exotic cars, and muscle cars are completely unnecessary objects. Much like art, they have no practical reason to exist other than to evoke an emotional response and to excite the senses. If this is the case, why on earth would you think that the lion's share of your customers, these sports car customers, would want a product that cuts out sound, smell, and feel? At that point, all you have left is sight, because I really doubt anyone wants to taste their car. Now, you can kind of tell that all they have left is sight. I mean, electric cars are they all feel the same, and that's why I said, if you're just commuting, and you're gonna buy I don't know these cars. If you're gonna buy a Hyundai Odyssey anyway, why not have an electric one? Because it's not really going to feel like anything, and you're not really worried about that. Now, when it comes to sight, auto manufacturers know that is the strong suit for electric vehicles, because my gosh, they look absolutely amazing. And I'm like, what? Why couldn't you design your gas-powered cars to look like that? But it's because they're purposefully trying to entice you with the 1 cent that you'll have left with the electric car, and that is sight. And I'll say the Audi, the e-tron, that one looks so good. And I've seen, kind of like retro-y vehicles. I think the Hyundai Envision, I think was the name of it. I'll link that one at the end of this video. I did an entire video on that. It got like 2,000 views or something, or I don't know. It was pretty cool. People liked it. A long time ago. I don't have a mustache in that video, I don't think. Maybe I do. I go back and forth. But anyway, sight. A lot of electric cars are looking a lot better than their gas-powered cohorts. Anyway, I think the exception to that is going to be, it's got to be the Ford F-150 Lightning. That weird kind of light bar that they put over it, over the grill. It looks kind of like a child's play toy. And then I don't know if you've ever been behind one of those cars, but the chassis, it looks ridiculous because you have to make room for the battery and stuff. Anyway, I'm kind of just rambling at this point, and we're 7 minutes in, and yeah, I just felt like making a video where I'm just kind of chit-chatting and talking again, you know, just kind of looking all over the office and just chatting about what's on my mind. I'm gonna keep up with those short videos. I really actually enjoy doing that. What I kind of do is I wake up in the morning and, you know, I scroll through all my stuff. I look at my stuff, you know, my feeds and whatnot, because I would be doing this anyway. So this entire channel is just an output of my hobby, which is car crap. That's, you know, car crap and videography, literally two hobbies of mine. And this is just kind of like an outcropping. Outcropping is geological. Anyways, just crap I do. So sorry, you guys are now involved in my hobby. It's weird to think of it that way. But anyway, I'm gonna keep doing the short videos. They're really cool to plug in like little transitions and graphics and all that. It's where I get to just get nice and creative, because if I were to try to get creative on a long form video like this, it would just take forever. And then I'd be thinking about what I was saying while I was saying it, because I'd be like, oh, can I get an image for this sentence? Where would I place it? How would I transition in? Would I fade it? Would I bounce it? Would I spin it? Like, yeah, it just gets too involved. That's why I like the reels. I can just bam, you know, kind of script it out or talk it out, or just get, you know, some bullet points and kind of know what the end film is going to look like. But sometimes you just want to talk to a camera. What has this world come to when you just want to talk to a camera? Anyway, I don't know. Maybe I edit that part out. I have friends. I actually see people. I don't just talk to cameras. Anyway, all right. This has been The Petrolist. I have been Dalton, and you have been great. Thanks for watching this really weird episode. And I'll be back probably tomorrow with a short video. I'm out.